0614 a.m. A lonely fishing vessel drifting in the vast emptiness of the Pacific transmits a final panic distress signal. The captain's voice crackles through the static, filled with a terror that words can barely contain. The water, it's moving backwards. On their radar screens, the horizon begins to swallow the sea, pulling the world's lifeblood away into an unknown abyss. Across the globe, the coastlines empty out in a matter of seconds. Millions of people stand frozen on the world's most famous shorelines, watching in absolute, horrified silence as the ocean retreats for miles, leaving behind nothing but wet sand, gasping reefs, and a terrifying, endless void that should not exist. Hundreds of massive ships are caught mid-voyage, suddenly stranded on the dry, naked ocean floor. Titanic cruise liners, heavy cargo vessels, and military warships tilt violently into the thick mud, crippled and broken by the sudden absence of the very element that birthed them. Billions of marine creatures lie exposed to the open air, a tragic, suffocating testament to a world turned upside down. But as orbital military satellites lock their high-resolution lenses onto the newly formed valleys of the abyss, scientists notice something even more unthinkable. The topography of the deepest ocean floor is not natural. Beneath the missing water lies a landscape carved by intelligent design. Perfect, monumental geometric structures emerge from the dark. Colossal circles, pristine pyramids, giant, unbroken walls stretching across the darkness, hidden from human eyes for millions of years. And then, in the deepest, darkest trench of the Atlantic Ocean, they see it. A massive, metallic gate. A structure so impossibly vast, so monumentally engineered, that its sheer height completely eclipses Mount Everest. At that exact microsecond, every radio frequency, every television broadcast, and every satellite grid on Earth is hijacked by a unified, heavy digital tone. No images appear on the screens. There is only a voice, a message broadcasted in a strange, ancient frequency that we shouldn't understand. Yet every human soul instantly does. We were sleeping. Time is running out, and humanity's curiosity quickly turns into reckless desperation. Heavy military gunships and elite research teams descend into the forbidden, muddy depths, dropping down into a world that was never meant for human eyes. What they find defies the very fabric of reality. A metropolis of impossible proportions, larger than any human megacity ever built, stands completely spared by the weight of the water. Flawless, intact, cold, waiting. Looming over the black, empty streets are monolithic statues carved into the seabed. Their faces look shockingly human at first glance, but as the heavy flashlights hit the ancient stone, the horrifying truth becomes clear. They are not human at all. The expedition force finally reaches the dark heart of the Silent City, standing before a colossal door. Etched deep into its metallic surface are complex, shifting symbols that seem to defy human mathematics and physics. Without warning, the seals break, and the door begins to slide open on its own. The earth violently trembles, a deep, subterranean roar shakes the trench, and blinding static tears through the military communications. Then, every single live feed goes completely dead. Inside the pitch-black, suffocating abyss of the opening, something shifts. A colossal, bioluminescent eye appears from the darkness. It blinks just once, cold, ancient, and calculating, watching us back. Then, exactly 7 minutes since this global nightmare began, the ocean returns. A cataclysmic wall of water crashes back with apocalyptic fury, roaring across the trenches and swallowing the cities, the structures, and our desperate sector.